Hello Leos, how you going? Welcome to your energy tarot reading here on the Astroflower, going from the 18th through to the 24th of November. Hope you're doing well. Have you seen the energy update? If you have, you'll know what the elements we're going to be going through a little bit later on as we pull some message from the energy that's coming into your sign and into your reading. We've also got a Zoom room sort of 2025 Leo reading. If you want to be part of that, ask a question, have a few cards pulled on those questions. There'll be a link in the description below where you can reserve your place. So we may well see each other there. But in the meantime, let's just bring up your flower here and let's just get a reading from your flower. Let's see what's going on in the way of messages. From within you, there's on the relationship side, there seems to be much more pressing situation on converting the past into the future. This is where your energy is driving into, converting those two sort of areas there at the moment. And it may be, sort of working to sort of maybe asking someone out, or even sort of moving in with someone, or opening, a discussion with the family or with the friends and so forth. There's something that you need to bring to the surface, as it were. There's got to be a way of doing it, and I think it's working on it. I don't think it's something that you come straight out with. I think it's something that needs to be worked at. Let's just see what's going on the financial side. This is much more buoyant. This is not as serious actually as the relationship side, and I think the relationship side should be much more sort of serious than anything else. But yes, it's more sort of, it's governed towards the joyous notion of exploring the capacities of what you can do in your job, what you can do in your business, getting the trades in, selling, or doing a project well, or sort of buying a house. There's a lot of excitement about moving on, or getting things into the future, really working to a plan, as it were. And it seems to be driving you, which is really good sort of energies. And I think that sort of helps you to take a little bit of a stress off the relationship side. So you get the Nine of Wands. I think this plays more towards the relationship side more than anything else, but also at the same time on the financial side. If you imagine on the financial side, these are the 8 wands that are behind her, and or just in front of her, as it were, and they're the messages she's got to understand in order to take that one staff and go off on a journey. So it's healthy boundaries, yes, but it's also understanding your situation within your financial world, but also within your relationships, as if like there's physical things that need to be aired, discussed, put in place, put in action before you can go off on this journey. So I think within you, I think there's a certain order that you're putting in to your life and getting out there and getting involved, both on your relationship side as much as well as on your financial side. But really good, sort of like, comes from a very solid base, which is beautiful. Let's just see what's going on the relationship side. The karmic path is also playing to, we need to get this moving on. There's something that needs to be developed, and it could be the notion of, I like this person and I'd like to know more about them. And that could well be one of the aspects. It could as well be sort of like moving in, but it's in your karmic path to go down this path, to go into that and open that idea up, and that sort of discussion open that discussion as well. On the sort of like on the connection to the universe, and the coincidences, seems to be like 2 or 3 people that I think you can really count on here. And I think this is like a situation that could be concerning you personally, but concerns actually quite a few people that are around you. And I think I think there's some good solid connections with others, which should be good. Busy down at the river today. let's just see the past here. The past is built on a plan. It's built on something that that's already been aired, and I think it's a case of here is, okay, so you've sorted out a situation. Let's move in together, and it's now coming to the stage as kind of going, right, now we've got the insurance. Now where we're going to put the furniture. It's really starting to get into the action of it all, and there's a definite plan from the past. So if it's, if you're thinking about, getting to know someone a bit more, you've thought about it, you've decided upon it, now it's time of passing of action. And the plan is in place. And the future self plays into this. It depends on how much you put into life, is how much you're going to get back, I think, here. And sticking to the plan or sticking to a way of being, I think is good for you and good for the people that are around you. It makes things very clear. And when it does, then I guess sky's the limit. On your lessons for the week here, taking the right place at the right time. So sometimes, like let's just say, I work in a bakery, and I know how the customers and how to serve the customers and everything like that, but I don't know how to bake bread. And it's like there's someone who knows to bake. The baker may not be necessarily good with the customers, and so everyone's got this role where you're playing to your strengths, and it's knowing when not to play to the on the strengths of others that is not necessarily your strength. And the same for other people that are around you. Yeah, on your karmic path, you get this justice. Yeah, I think this is like something has been decided here. Something has been sort of like, the plan is in place. And for you, it's karmically, there's no other way around it here. So it's you've got to go through it one way or another. So opening the discussion and enjoying, I think, is going to be great. Yeah, and you get with the people that are around you. And I said this is on the universal energies down here. Sort of like the connection to the synchronicities and so forth. You get the Knight of Wands, very much within your spectrum, really. Going out there, getting them. And I think this is also, it's really clicking with some really nice people that are around you. And it may be a case of here is kind of going, I've been planning for a good life, and now it's time to activate it. That could well be for some of you, you know what I mean? But it's all about the activation. And there seems to be people that are around you that can really tie into you. And look at that. From the past here, you get the Four of Wands. It all seems to be wands with justice with you at the moment, all that fire. With this here, you get, this is like a marriage card. This is like the coming together of two wands of one person, two wands of another. That's like two plans coming together. And this takes you into a new dimension because you're putting those plans together. And you've decided this. And you've decided to do this move within your relationships. As I said, it depends on what you're living. But here is sticking to that plan. And now in the future is planting those seeds. As I said, it's not a like flash in the pan here. This is really solid, beautiful connections with people that are around you because things are crystal clear. Crystal clear for you, crystal clear for others. And with that Knight of Pentacles, with the Knight of Swords, Wands, you've got that passion to plant stuff for the future, for long-term plans, as it were. Really, really beautiful energies. So yeah, if you're thinking about, someone in sort of, I'd like to know more about them, go into it. Go into it with the idea of sort of saying, I'd like this to be a long-term plan. And look at that, knowing when to exercise your power. You get the King of Cups. This is beautiful energy for you in this position here. This is all about knowing when to say something and when not to say something, because sometimes silence can be a lot more powerful than saying something. And I think you've got to play with it a little bit, but play with it honestly with yourself. Don't use it as a tool of leverage. I would stay away from that. I would be more of a case of expressing things, so then at least your ideas can be weaved into the ideas with others, and collectively you could make a beautiful tapestry. Really, really nice, actually. Let's just see what's going on the financial sort of side. This is leaping into action as well in a different sort of way. It's already on like a career path or a business you're doing or a project, and it's that's swinging into action. And I think it may be a case of saying, like, with this new lifestyle that's coming in, you're going to need the finances to go along with it. And life seems to be picking up that sort of picking up the slack and giving you a bit of a result, certainly on your karmic path and on your connection to the universe and the synchronicities and the super subconscious. It's like an accumulator. It's like like coincidence. You have to wait. I think here you have to wait for 1, 2, maybe even 3 different coincidences that point in the similar sort of direction. Don't just go flittering after one. I think it's really asking for a lot of quality within your direction of where you're going, and you don't want to be disabled by disorganized by other people that are around you. So I'll be very candid about sort of like following sort of pathways unless it's really sort of sure. In your past self, it's building to a point. It's almost like starting a restaurant and working on the menu. Got the menu down. Working on the suppliers. Got the suppliers down. And it's all working towards a point here. Gradually getting into one thing. And in the future self, this plays into this. This is both sides are doing this. It's playing into this 9 of Wands, and the sky's the limit. It all depends on how much you want it, how much you want. You could put 80 hours into your job, and yeah, you're not going to have much in the way of a home life, but you'll get a lot of money. And so you got to equate to what the balance here. I think this is a real sort of balancing moment. What's the lessons that come out of this week here? I don't know if you've seen Indiana Jones. Not everything that glitters is gold, and I think this has to do with the synchronicities that are coming into your life as well. Not all that glitters is gold, and it's like, if you discover a vein of gold in the earth, you can take it as you need it, rather than try and take it all at once. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, someone may come along and pinch it, but I won't worry about it. The worry is probably not giving you that. So, in your karmic path, you have the King of Wands. Yeah, totally owning it. And as I said, I think this is like here. This is, the sky's the limit. You are deciding how to put this energy into life. How much you put in is how much you're going to get out. But your karmic path is almost sort of like backing you up here. It's really sort of swinging into action and allowing you to drive your career path or drive your business in progress it and really advance it. Sky's the limit, and this comes in from the coincidences that are around you, reaching for the stars. This is why saying don't grab at the first thing. It's like watching the sky and kind of seeing an aeroplane lights, and you kind of think, oh, is that a star? And then you realise it's moving like an aeroplane and there's flashing lights and everything. You kind of go, oh no, there's the real glory. And that's where it's like, you've got to be patient about it all. And once you are patient about it all, you can drive a really good success out of all of this, because it's been set up in the past, and that's what's helped your karmic path. Look at that. It's all driving to a point. There's lots of opportunities going on here, but there's one point that's driving from this heart's desires of this person here. And I think there's multitudes of like different sort of elements that you've been putting into your career path, into your business, or into whatever you're doing, and it's now sort of paying off. Things are coming together. I love it when a plan comes together. You remember that? This is a similar sort of thing here, getting those ideas into one action, converting ideas into possibilities. And this is like this is where in your future self, and as I said, it's pointing to that. So it's really sort of like it depends on how much you put into it. And I think the energy here is trying to say to you that you have a real great deal of control over this. Leo, you have a great deal of control. And with that great deal of control, the sky becomes the limit. You choose how far you want to push this. But don't be surprised if you put 80 hours into it that you're not going to be able to have a home life. Just be conscious of that. You know, so yeah, let's just have a look, see what that mess goes with the message of the week. Two of Cups, absolutely beautiful. Getting in alignment with yourself. You know, not everything that glitters at gold. Make sure it sits with you fully, you know, wherever you're going on your career path, or your job or your business or your projects, whatever you're trying to put into place, make sure it sits well for you, so you're comfortable about it. When you're comfortable about it, you'll get a lot more sort of results out of the whole sort of thing. Okay, let's just have a look at what's going on with the energies at the moment and seeing how the energies play in with the elements within your petals. So here we have the sun here. This is going from the beginning part of November. Here it is here, just the beginning part. You see these two little coronal holes. They're close to the equator. They're squashing these sunspots. And then they get some big coronal holes which are right up by the poles, and then you get it back to the equator. And this is this breathing energy of the earth energy, and we've experienced it's already started coming through. I think it's going to be very prevalent within the system, certainly up to Wednesday, Thursday, something like that. I think there's going to be a big solar flare that's going to come in the direction of the earth, which will increase the fire energy, which will then consume the earth energy on the earth plane. But at the moment, the earth energy is actually consuming the air energy within the system. So this is converting those ideas into reality, but also having a calm approach about it. And the reason for this is because there's been a lot of filament energies, and there was some beautiful eruptions down in the south here, which is just coming up in a moment. But there's also a big eruption at the end, which you'll be able to see just about here. We'll go into that in a minute. But these controlled eruptions of this filament energy that comes through there, it's like emotions that are being released under a very calm and relaxed, there it goes there, a relaxed and situation. Therefore it becomes very, very productive for that earth energy. But also filament energies can be very explosive. And there was that one that came off on the north that's just going here, as you can well see. That came off on the north. That was a little bit in front of the earth, so it's not coming in our direction. So there may be explosive emotional energies, because filament energy is water energy. It may be explosive emotional situations in the world at large. But you've got to channel that explosion into something that's very productive for you and your future. Okay, so what we're going to be looking at mainly is for the combination between the earth and the water elements. See what's happening there mainly. So let's just bring up your flower. And as you can see, you have this water, here it is, the water earth combination in your flower, right under your consciousness, very much in the here and now. And this bodes beautifully for your putting into action with the lessons that you should be, you should know, or you should feel that it's right, and actually trying them out and so forth. That's the main part there that I think we should be really looking at. And you get this cardinal water, which comes in from Cancer, and then it goes into this cardinal earth. Okay, so there's air on here and the earth. So these are really good for the earth energy, converting the ideas, the air energy into reality. And this is where we get here, is where converting the directional energy of Libra that goes here is giving that direction. So then you can play with it a bit with the mutable earth, which is above, as you bring it into your reality. So it's playing with ideas on the relationship side, but getting a real sort of direction for things. On the financial side, yes, it's pushing with the mutable earth on this section here, but you do have this directional section coming in at the top from Cancer with the water. So this is how you're really working to a goal that's in your future, but adapting as you go. And this is where you have the control over the situation with that sort of mutable earth, which is very much more sort of movable. So let's just bring up your cards and we'll pull a few messages on that. We're going to be pulling on the crossing point that's just under here, between these two sections here, and seeing how you sort of like convert the energy that is within you, the Nine of Wands, into the reality. And this is also a converting king. You know, he's converting his emotions into physical reality, so it's plain sailing for everything. And this is what I was talking about, being calm and collective, basically. Let's just see what the energies are coming in. Let's see what them, first of all, with the direction of the Cancer waters that come into your life. So on your financial side, you get the High Priestess, intuition. I think this blows beautifully into this sort of Page of Swords, which is going to be driving your fire a little bit, but it's got to be in line with you. And I think that's where the High Priestess comes into play, you know, in a way that gives you a real heads up of what direction to take in regards to pushing for the future. As it comes through here, there is this, get this Five of Cups here. So we got this Five of Cups that's playing between these Nine of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles. So I think basically the energies here is trying to give you a direction, sort of saying, do not look to the past, look to the future, and construct something that's really builds bridges between you and other people with those Two of Cups in a very, very joyous way. So I think the energy is really helping you out with that Five of Cups, helping you to realise to look to the future and to build a much better future for you and for the people that are around you. Okay, let's just see how that earth energy sort of connects to your karmic path. Yeah, you have the Knight of Wands. That's twice now you got the Knight of Wands with the Justice card. Absolutely brilliant. This is giving you the sort of green light to go off on a real passionate mission in regards to the world that is around you, and it plays beautifully for you, I think, and helps you to stimulate that idea of, yeah, this time let's get it right. Okay, let's just see how the physical mutable earth is playing into this. We're going to play it in from this side here, start on the relationship side. Two of Cups, there you go. I think this is where the energies are totally in cahoots with one another. Absolutely brilliant. That's exactly what I was saying about the Two of Cups, which is on this card here, which is these two here. If you follow them, you join that bridge and you start building a whole new life. And that's where the Two of Cups is coming in with the mutable earth. It allows you to connect with other people in a very, very beautiful way. Let's just see how it plays across into the financial side. Seven of Pentacles, nurturing your future. This is really good. The sky's the limit, and this is how you're going to nurture it. You've got to decide how much you really want to put into the whole sort of situation, more than anything else. And then you get the Four of Pentacles, because I'm going to play it right through here. The Four of Pentacles is only give to a situation the money, time, effort, energy, emotions that is worth it. Don't just throw your money around. Really invest wisely here, which is really good for you. Okay, so yeah, there you go, Leo. Thanking you very much for being here. Don't forget about the Zoom Room 2025 reading, which we'll be doing, where you'll be able to ask questions and so forth. Yeah, and I'll see you on the energy update. Thank you for all the support you give to this channel. In the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.